SaaS Insiders, today I bring you the Ihor Bauman, a brother from another mother, right? He's also a Ukrainian just as I am, currently in the San Francisco area building his startup. Now, the conversation today is absolutely unique because you will hear some strategies you probably haven't heard anywhere else. We're speaking about validating the product idea before you build it and knowing your CAC even before you build a product. It is just amazing. Here's a short clip just to get a small taste of what we're discussing today.
It will solve. The main thing, I guess, just you can maybe put this somewhere in the summary of our podcast, is that people are never pay for features. People pay for solutions to their problems. And solution might be combination of the features. So you need to show on mockups how the solution itself to the specific problem you're going to solve will look like. Make sure that you are not solving all problems with your solution.
I don't want to spoil the whole conversation, so listen through the whole episode right after this sponsorship segment. This episode is sponsored by the SaaS Insiders Studio. We help SaaS founders build their minimum viable products, MVPs, launch quickly, find a product market fit, and grow from there. SaaS Insider Studio works with non-technical founders that are on the pre-seed or seed stage to help them execute on their product vision. To learn more, go to my LinkedIn profile that you can find in the description to this episode and shoot me a direct message there. Alright, let's jump straight into today's episode. SaaS Insiders, welcome to this episode of our show. Today I'm joined by fellow Ukrainian, by the way. His name is Igor Bauman. He's a founder of Workee, and today we're going to be talking about his journey with his company, what Workee is about, and what you can learn, SaaS Insiders, from his amazing journey. With that said, Ihor, I welcome you to the show.
Oh, hey, thank you so much. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
For those who might not know you yet, if you could give 1 or 2 minute intro of who Ihor is, where you're coming from, background-wise, and what you're working on right now.
Yeah, sure. So my background is in finance. I have my master's degree in finance in the National University of Kiev. And I started my career from management consulting. I've been working in PricewaterhouseCoopers for a couple of years, and then I continued my journey in tech. I've been working in product roles, in the project management and business analysis roles for several clients and companies. And after that, during pandemic, we faced with kind of personal pain, and we figure out that there is opportunity on the market. So we decided to step into this big game with not much sleep and all the challenges as startup. So this is, I guess, the best way to describe in a couple of sentences.
And that challenge you said when you stepped into the challenge, it was Workee, right? It is the same company. Okay, yeah. So how long ago was that?
Yes, so we started the idea about Workee in May 2020, so pretty while ago. But we started the actual development of Workee in the beginning of 2021, in the winter of that time. So yeah, I guess it's more than 2 years already.
Okay. And for those who haven't checked the Workee yet, what's the elevator pitch? What's the short explanation of what Workee is and who is it for?
Yeah. So with Workee, we are focusing on freelancers who already have their customers. We're helping them to build their freelance business, get booked and paid directly without any fees, manage client work management, and manage the accounting in terms of invoices, accounting reports, and taxes. So Workee is this kind of automated workspace for freelancers.
That sounds really helpful. I remember myself back a few years ago when I was freelancing myself, and I think that would really save me probably with all those hassles, hiring a lot of accountants, making sure like connecting Stripe, like all 10 different services to make it work.
Yeah, this is kind of routine that no one can escape. because since you're working as individual, no matter full-time, part-time, whatever, you still have to fill your taxes, to make sure your payments are going directly to you, and you are able to figure out the ways how to save on like fees, transaction fees. You're able to deliver your work on time. So this kind of routine, no matter are you working on freelance marketplace, are you working directly, it's like same flow for both use cases. So yes, this is what we do at Workee.
Well, definitely, especially when you get started. I think a lot of times people find themselves doing like those kind of, mundane tasks instead of doing the actual work. And then you spend so much time with those things instead of actually like, driving the revenue, that what brings money to the table.
Exactly. And this, in most cases, this is an opportunity that you are missing to like make more money, to like deliver more value to your customers. According to research we've made at Workee, freelancers in most cases spend up to 10 hours per week and thousands of dollars per month just to manage their business. So this is just huge missed opportunities that they can just reinvest in their business and just in themselves.
Got it. As for the business model, I'm curious, is it like some kind of subscription that people pay monthly to use Workee?
Yes, so right now our business model is freemium. So we have our starter plan that is completely free. It works pretty good for us. It allows us to grow 20-25% month over month in our customers with high activation rates of our product and high retention rates. At the same time, for the most active cohort of our customers, we right now launching Workee professional plan that will be $29 per month, and with more customization, more automation, and unlimited features for your business. At the same time, we right now working on Workee Teams plan. It's B2B solution for small teams, agencies, and other businesses to help them cover the same pains that the businesses have.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Ihor, you are not a technical founder. Well, when I say not, we're all some kind of technical, but you're not the one writing code, right?
Yeah.
That's how we could describe the most of our audience at SaaS Insiders. And the question is sometimes, especially when it's their first SaaS rodeo, they might be in business before, but when they're building SaaS, it's a software, right? I always tell them that SaaS is a business of selling software, not building it, but you still need to build a product. And if it's not you, then how do you manage that? And the question is more about how do we get to the market? How do we get to the MVP? Because once we get some traction, some validation, we can raise funds, we can get really serious people on board. When you just get started, maybe you could share a bit more about your story with Workee. How did all evolve from, hey, we have this problem that we are aware of, to the point of we have a product and we can actually onboard some people?
Yes, so that's very, very nice question. And to be honest, I keep hearing this story a lot of times. I'm also right now a mentor for startup creation program at Demium. And so only one thing I'm continuously keep saying is try to validate as much as you can before doing something. Because as soon as you start doing some code development or anything, especially when you are not technical, it will be a really deep hole of money that you can spend on this without like clear understanding what your customers want. So it like somehow I knew that before when we started, somehow I guess from other folks in startup industry or maybe from some knowledges I gained at that moment. So when we figure out that there is like this gap for freelancers that are on the marketplaces, and once you are like ready enough and have customers enough to work directly with your clients without marketplace, you have those problems. Once we figure out that there is kind of potential opportunity to do this, we like start talking to potential customers. And we spoke maybe to 30 potential clients of Workee, potential users of Workee, just to validate, do we understand this gap correctly? Is this like in the way you guys do this? Do you feel like the same gap? Do you feel like the same difficulties of running your business? Please confirm, please like share your experience. Why do you see so? What tools you tried? So we once idea came into my mind, and after some initial research in Google, during the next 2 days, we ran maybe 30 different customer interviews. Like just friends, family, friends of friends, like anyone I was able to reach out and to spoke with, gave us some understanding, like some details of the problem. So that was stage number one. Is okay, Googling, I'm not counting this. Stage number one was talking to potential users of your potential product, right? Then when we got initial confirmation from potential users, we start to do slides to put information, kind of summarize the customer's need. And that was stage number second, summarizing and making sure you can clear everything up. And stage number three, I guess, it's developing the concept. Even if you are not technical, you can still use Figma. And my main suggestion is use Figma. Even if you are not designer, you can like somehow put on Figma mockups of the product. Just do mockups. Just try to somehow show how your product will look like and what buttons it will have, what use case it will show, it will solve. The main thing, I guess, just you can maybe put this somewhere in the summary of our podcast, is that people are never pay for features. People pay for solutions to their problems. And solution might be combination of the features. So you need to show on mockups how the solution itself to the specific problem you're going to solve will look like. Make sure that you are not solving all problems with your solution. You can do this, especially on early stages. Find the one problem that is filled by your customers, potential customers, and try at least show how the solution will work for them. And once you have the mockups, Figma gives you an ability to do the prototype based on this. Show this prototype to your customers. Ask them, okay, try to click, try to do some user experience, and you already will have clickable prototype with zero code that you can do 100% by yourself without being technical, without having any design capabilities. It's super easy, and these simple exercises can save you thousands of hundreds of dollars. Believe me, it's super common. So that was our use cases wall. We did the prototype, and after that, I was about to start the development of the product and hiring the team. And yeah, one of my co-founders, I was really lucky to work with him before in other jobs. So I just asked him, okay, can you help us on some initial basis to do some coding job? And we were about to start. But at that point of time, I've been talking very closely to one very close friend of mine from Google, and he was explaining me a lot of things, and he was pushing me, okay, Ihor, don't hurry up. Could you please create simple landing page and spend $500 for ads to see how it goes? I was so unsure about this, spending $500 for having no website, for having no code. Like, why do you need? And at the point of time especially when you are bootstrapping, and $500 is kind of almost 2 times of your monthly rent, and just spending this on whatever, just on some random ads for some random results. I was so unsure about this, but his main argument was, okay, please spend this for me. Please spend this and you will get some potential customers and you will sell your product to those customers. Just do this way to validate that you can not only speak about your product to some friends, but you can also, your website and your knowledge that you're going to build will try to engage with the potential audience through ad without zero personal touch. Because right now I'm talking to you and I can smile to you. I can see your suggestions. I can see your reaction, right? And based on this, I can also make you to give me the answers that I want. So this is how it works. It's just biological thing. But when you see ads in Facebook and Google, you don't see my smile. You don't see other suggestions. You just act as a normal customer. And this is how you can understand if it is just real at all or not.
Hmm.
So
Are
we
they
did
buying
this
you
one.
or are they buying a solution, right? That's you need to buy a
Yeah.
solution that they're buying.
So that was our use case. We created super simple one-pager landing page, super simple. And we connected the Google form with a message. If you aim, get early access, put your email here. Provide us with your email. And we got to the Facebook and we put it $500 from my pocket, from my expenses. We put this $500 to Google Ads to see how it works within 1 week. And yeah, we created a couple of banners, super simple, with a couple of messages just to validate what message will work out and what banner will work out as well. And after 1 week, we from $500 we got 199 early adopters with a cost of $2.49 per one early customer. I clearly remember all the figures. And that was and before that, we were understanding that, okay, potentially $10 would be okay. And here we got 2.5 roughly for one user sign up. And it was strong validation for us. So, and after that, once we got a kind of first two hundreds of potential customers, we decided, okay, at least we have some early validators, so we can send product once it's ready, once some MVP is ready. So, and after that point, we started as well.
I love it. The more I talk with successful founders, the more I see the pattern that when you build your product, when you build your MVP, it's not like it's only 30%. 70% is market research, is preparing, getting people excited, and then you actually build it. So all this work before that actually counts. A lot of times founders, when they think about building an MVP, it's like, well, it's building, it's actually typing, coding and stuff and they forget about all of those things that are around MVP. So it's not that much about this product in this early stage, but everything around it. How do you position it? How do you market? And hey, man, it looks like you got 200. You basically got 200 emails, right, from this campaign. It means that as soon as it launched, I guess who's getting access? Those 200 emails right away, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I love it. I really love it. It also, basically, they gave you their email without even seeing the product, right? I imagine when you
it was just landing page that describes,
there's much more to it when you launch it. So it can get even more conversion. Did you see the conversion go up when you actually released the product with more images, with more ads, or what was your experience?
Yeah, we've been working on the development on the MVP, and on the initial landing page, we just put some mock-up designs that we had on the previous stage, the one I mentioned before. And once we launch the MVP, we roll out the product to all those emails, and maybe 70 customers actually created their account. So it was initial traction for us. And in all our message communications, we asked them, give us some feedback. And we launched our MVP in March 2021. And during a couple of weeks, we got some initial feedback, dozens, just not dozens, millions of bugs and dozens of comments. And I guess that's not secret, but for every startup, especially for every startup founder, any user feedback is a gift. This is the gift that it's super valuable. And any gift, in most cases, if a customer don't like the product, they just churn and you never will see them again. But the best case that you can have is when they saying why they churn, creepy product, bugs, lack of functionality, and as more such gifts you can take from your customers, as more feedback you can gather, as more inputs you can make. I really like all the YC statements, and I guess for every, especially technical, non-technical founder, for any founder, all YC statements are super applicable. And the YC says that you need to find 10 to 100 customers that will love your product. And starting of this point, this is point of scaling. So as more feedback you are getting, as more feedback you are implementing and allowing those customers to track how you can hear them, how you can implement their feedback. So this is continuous work that you can do with your audience, how to make people love your product. Get their feedback, work on their feedback, make the implementation that will include their feedback and will be even better than they expect. Do this a couple of times, so they will see that they are participating in the actual development itself. You can reward them, you can say a lot of thank you for them, you can issue some Amazon gift cards, whatever. Just try to engage with them as much as you can. And once you have these actions repeatable, you can build the cohort of customers who love your product. And based on their testimonials, you can get to another 1,000 and then to another couple of thousand customers.
If we're talking about YC, and are you part of YC, or do you just take their kind of inspiration from it?
We applied twice to a CE, didn't get to interview, unfortunately or fortunately, nobody knows. But I've been to YC startup school, and at least everyone can do this. You can go to YC, they have open curriculum for YC startup school. Please apply, please. And please go through their startup school. It's kind of 4-6 weeks, maybe. Every week they have like 4 or 5 videos with some articles. Everything is super useful, and at least it will allow you to avoid dozens of mistakes right away. So yeah, they are doing great work, and the best thing I love about this YC, since I was never part of YC batch, just startup school, but still the thing that I really like about them is how much contribution they do to the community. When you will raise your first money for the startup, you will use, in most cases, the YC legal templates for safe agreements. You will use a lot of their knowledge base about valuation, cap tables. They do a lot of investments into the community. And myself as a founder, I'm really thankful to every team who are making this possible from the community, from the side of the community.
Nice. I think one more interesting quote I remember from Michael is about like your MVP. And he was describing that a lot of times founders have problem with releasing something small and basic because they're like, well, who would be using this product? Like, it's not ideal, right? It's not like, if you look at all of those beautiful things that are out there, like Stripe and everything, like he gave a bunch of examples, like Twitch, which was Justin.tv, right? He gave a bunch of examples that the products you see now are very different from what they were when they were in the beginning. And that the whole fact of you being able to deliver on the feedback of users in the beginning is what makes it special, what makes it different from those giants that are currently already built, because you can actually solve problems with those users because you're listening to them.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I'm curious you've mentioned is about product market fit. So I know you went through the pre-seed stage, you're currently actively working on your seed round. When it comes to product market fit, it's supposed to be a very objective term, but in the SaaS startup stage, it becomes more and more subjective. People kind of have their own definitions of what product market fit is for them. Could you speak a bit more about what is your opinion of when you can say I've got product market fit, and what's the process of getting close to that, of working towards that?
Yeah, so about the product market fit is like kind of the fish that every fisher is trying to catch, and it's pretty tricky. There are like multiple criteria that you can follow to find the product market fit. For myself, I'll stick to 2 criteria. First one, it's external criteria. It means how much customers you are getting that came to you organically. It means that people speak about your product. It means that people learn about your product without you, right? And it means that people come to your product without you, and they're able to log in, create their account, and start using it without you. So first, it's external criteria. Second is how sticky your product is, and how much people are actually staying with your product. There are a lot of phantom pains that a lot of companies are trying to solve, that are pains actually, but they are not significant enough to make people live with your product. And it means that you can have more or less okay customer acquisition, but your lifetime value will never ROI for you. It means that, yeah, you can scale, but you can't live much. So you are very dependent on paid channels. When you have strong organic channels, the point number one, external one, your customer acquisition is much lower, like 3-4 times lower than paid channels. It means that your unit economics is already like improved. When your product is sticky and when customers are living with your product, staying with your product, it means that your lifetime is longer, right? And as we know, as higher ratio between customer acquisition and lifetime value is, the better unit economic is, right? So those, I guess, would be the best product explanation. When, about giving some data, when your organic customers are higher amount of your paid customers. So right now with Workee, we did like a really good job. And right now in March, talking about our data, in March, 40% of our customers joined us organically. From referrals, from their friends, from our content, from our YouTube, from our old knowledges, from podcasts as well. 40% of our customers join us organically. That's huge for us because like in October, it was 10%. So we grew here pretty much, and I'm pushing to make it at least 60-70% of our customers coming to Workee organically. So that's going to be huge because organic customers are having 3 times higher activation and retention rates. They are educated. Same with retention and same with lifetime value. So right now, we have solid cohort of customers who are using Workee on daily basis. So that's great proof of validation for us. At the same time, we will see how it goes when we will launch, I guess, relaunch, because before we had actually the paid model, but it wasn't super successful. That's why we converted to freemium with the idea to relaunch the paid product again. So this is what we're going to make in upcoming months. So for the second criteria, retention and cohorts, it's about data. So after some point of time, great thing about having your first customers is about allowing you to improve your product and make sure all bugs are fixed, all that stuff. However, after some point of time, when you have like a couple of hundreds of your customers, you start taking decisions mostly on data as well. So it's their feedback plus data to show you the solution for your next product release. So right now, based on data, what we see, we have solid amount of our customers. We have a high activation rate, and right now our activation rate reached almost 25% in March. That is pretty significant number. And for us, comparing to previous periods, and right now we just making sure that all active people will actively use our paid plans as well, because at the end of the day, it's about business and it's about showing traction that will allow us to grow as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. One thing, Ihor, you mentioned, and I want to elaborate on this a little bit, because it's going to be super valuable to SaaS Insiders, about organic users.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that organic users have much higher conversion rate and retention because they're educated and they're making those decisions themselves, not by you kind of pulling them with ads. My question is, what do you think you've done to change that from 10% to now 40%? And what do you think are the initiatives that you'll be doing that will take it to 60 or 70, which is your goal? What are the strategies? I'm not so much focused on doing some gimmicks or some small tactics, but the overall strategy. What is like the whole idea of how do you make a product organically visible and attractive?
Yeah, good question. So first is your customer satisfaction, because half of our organic users are coming to Workee from referrals. It means that our customers are happy enough to suggest Workee to their friends and family and colleagues, whatever. So we did a couple of major product updates that were highly requested by our customers, that allows them to become more active, that allows them to share Workee with their network. So first, it's understanding that you can deliver things that are really usable and really kind of enjoyable by your customers. Secondly, it's about having all the different channels that will allow other people to speak about your product. So we have strong content team. We do a lot of content, and the main thing is that our content is really useful. So we inviting different experts to become experts for our Workee interview, so they can share their insights and tips how to build business, how to manage business. We do a lot of researches, and those researches are based for us to bring value to our customers. We do YouTube content, we do podcasts as well, we do other reviews that are focused on our customers. So with content marketing, with organic marketing, for a lot of people, it's really hard thing for one single reason. You need to be really passionate about those things, because those things will pay out you not tomorrow, but in 3-6 months. So everything you do today, all articles that we are writing today will pay out in half of year. And it's hard to understand for a lot of customers, because a lot of people and a lot of founders, we need to validate this today, let's do today with the results today, and we will take decisions today. With their content marketing and with organic channels, it's different, and you need to be really passionate about them. So yeah, it's about investing in the future. And when you invest in the future, you want, if you are ready to wait for those results, probably you will invest in them as the best of your knowledge and the best of your skills to make sure they really pay out in the future. You'll really have the ROI. That is why, yeah, organic channels are pretty tricky, but when you are passionate enough and when you are able and willing to invest enough, they will pay out enough.
Well, I guess to your point, right? When you speak about return on investment, when it's a paid channel, like you can see the number in your like ads management dashboard. It says you what's the ROI, right? When it comes to organic, it's not as clear. For example, when I'm writing this article, like how much money it generated, like you don't know yet, and it's a really long term. Like
No.
you can track that, but over the long period of time, it's going to be pretty complicated.
No, I'm just saying that right now, when we got our previous month's results, we can compare like costs that we have, acquisition costs that we have in paid channels and in organic channels. And right now, our organic channels, our organic customer costs us 3 times less than our paid customer. So 3 times. It's a significant number when you're talking about like thousands of users. So it's significant. Yeah, really, the cost in this customer acquisition cost parameter is cost that you gain through previous periods. So in most cases, from what I know, we are not counting this that much at the moment. But I know that all the content jobs should include customer acquisition, should also include the work of content management, manager team, all the like developers, like all costs. We are not counting that much yet. Hopefully we'll be at that position in a couple of years when we will like have clear understanding and a higher scale. But as of now, yes, this is what it is.
I assume you would need to have both paid and organic, especially when you're working with investors as well, because if they ask you, what's your customer acquisition cost? And you're like, well, we'll know in 6 months because we just started organic marketing. Right? It'll be like, well, let's talk in 6 months then, right? But if you have a paid channel, you can say like for paid, our CAC, our lifetime is this, so this we can work with.
Yes, so you always counting as of today, because you, for example, in March, you're investing your team, you're investing your money into ads, into the work that you are doing in March. And as the end of the day, you're having March results. And yeah, everything that will pay out to you in the future or will not, will be counted in the future, not today.
Got it. One thing you mentioned off the air is about building the product that people want. A lot of times I find people get stuck with their own ideas in their own head about this is how the product should look like. And when they hear some external feedback and they're like, no, I know my problem much better. Did you have experience, maybe yourself or other founders that you know, that almost like founder with his own ideas getting in the way of what the product should be? And how do you overcome that? How do you become self-aware of maybe I need to gather more feedback from other parties?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. So about this one, we never stop talking to our customers. Just for understanding, today it's Monday, April 17th. Today I have 3 customers onboarding that I will run by myself. They're already scheduled by our customers. And today I will learn from 3 my users just today, and I have this on daily basis. And the results of my calls today would be mirrored in our roadmap. And hopefully, if we'll meet with you in 3-6 months, I'll be happy to share with you, hopefully, that our organic is not 40, but already 60%.
Love it. I love it. How do you balance that? I'm wondering, as a founder, you probably have quite a lot of things to do during your work, and having like 3 onboarding calls with clients, maybe not every day, but still it's still a lot of your time invested. Like, how do you look at that in terms of your, let's say, time balance sheet in a way? Because you also have 24 hours just like I do, unless it's something different, then let's talk. But I'm curious about, like, what's the balance?
Yeah, to be honest, it's pretty easy. You need just to stick with the mindset that you are working 15-16 hours per day, and after that you're good.
All right. Pretty easy. SaaS Insiders, you got it. Just 15 to 16 hours per day. That is good.
Yeah, kind of. There are things that you can't escape, and yeah, like I realized this when I was in Poland last month. I'm living here in the US or before going to Poland, and I noticed that I'm starting my day from calls at 7 a.m. I'm working with European team until noon. After that, I have break, and after that, I'm switching to US work day. So kind of 2 work days, and I'm finishing my last emails and maybe some work at 9-10 p.m. And yeah, those are, I guess.
I can kind of resonate with that, because my team also in Europe, some of them in Ukraine, and it's almost like you're working the second half of the European shift, then the whole US shift, and then if you wait long enough, maybe till like midnight, you can start the Ukrainian shift again if you want to.
So it's easy.
So it's well, I mean, but how do you sustain that? It's not your first year in this business. Like, are you looking to delegate some of those tasks along the way? Because I mean, working 16 hours is good, but maybe during 10-year period, I mean, it can be pretty damaging to your whole body, not only to
entrepreneurship, it's never a work. It's just lifestyle. So it's either part of you, either not. Kind of, I can't say that this is something. Yeah, definitely, I feel that I'll need some like 1 week vacation after product release that we are right now working on. So definitely I take this. I'm also human, and myself, I'm trying to do as much rest as I can during the weekend, like traveling, walking around, try to escape laptop or whatever. So, but yeah, I guess it's about the lifestyle, about my delegation of work, all that things. I do delegation. We are growing our team members for them to manage other team members and to build the funnels somehow. But like the thing is that really keeps me up to is that my working day to day is super different from what it was 1 year ago, because challenges are different, team composition is different, my work routine is different. Yeah, like you growing your business, you have new challenges, you have new customers, you have new updates, you have new product, you have new marketing channels, and it's I can't say that it feels for me that I changing my work every year, but it significantly changed every year, maybe every 3 months, I guess, even. So yeah, for me, I'm always doing something new for some part. Definitely there are things that are staying with me, especially product. I feel right now that I'm capable to invest a bit less to the product itself that it was in the beginning. Right now we're growing our team that also invest their skills, and it's always very important for you, like there is kind of VC term. First build product, show that it works, then hire executive team who will scale. So after I understand that right now I'm not a professional chief marketing officer, I'm not professional chief executive officer, but I'm just the guy who will do everything needed to do not block the work, at least. So I'll speak with other founders, I'll speak with our investors. I'm really happy that we have great investors right now joined us, and I'm able to learn from them as well. So at least I'll do everything needed for me, like to grow faster than the company do, and to hire other executives who can bring their knowledge. So for me, again, that's the challenge that we spoke in the beginning. 1 year ago, I was not thinking about how to hire a C management team. Right now, I do. So it's a different challenge, and hopefully a great team members will join us in a couple of months, and I will be able to learn from them as well, to work with experienced people, and it will be another type of joy for me. So, it's never ends. You always like in the funnel, the circle is changing for you.
No, I get it. Founders are ultimate generalists. If as a founder, you can do marketing, sales, team building, sometimes even coding if you're technical, or you'll find some other things, but you basically can do almost like the whole Rolodex of things, right? And as you go, you start delegating part by part, but only when you know that it can run without you, basically. One quick question: what is your take on finding the good people to work with? Let's say, what are the things you would value in your future team members, partners, teams that you're going to build? What are the things that you will be looking for when hiring?
Yes, so right now we already 13 in a team, 13 team members, and we have team members in 4 different continents. And I guess the only one thing that combines that is like same for everyone is kind of the vibe, like the mood. I guess everyone in our team having more or less the same mood, sorry. And it means that everyone is more or less on the same wave. So yeah, it's about finding sincere people that we can trust, and it's about finding people who are capable to say, I don't know this, but I'll learn. Confident, sincere people, I guess. It's the main thing, because you can always grow your technical skills, your hard skills. But for soft skills, those are skills that are with you from kind of childhood, that you can improve, that you can change, but at least you have a kind of base. So we are looking for, I guess, mostly technical skills are crucial, but we have this use case with all team members who are with Workee. I met with them 2 years ago, 1 year ago, half a year ago, and all of them were having same mood and same relation to work, approach to work, and different technical skills. And all of them grow technically for the last period of time. We are able to reward them by bonuses, by allowing them to have some dedicated special courses from Meta, from Coursera, whatever, to match them with other experts to learn from them, to also give them KPIs, gives them idea where they're working on what they're working on, where we are going. So yeah, definitely we are doing a lot of inputs from our end to make people engaged, to make people, to give people space to grow. So yeah, it's my personal task as well, just to make sure people have space to grow. And they will have space, and we will give them the space when they are able to do this. And these soft skills are base that allowing them to be on that wave. So yeah, it's not super clear answer, and I'm also in the process of finding better answers for myself as well, because hiring and making sure right people are around you is crucial from the day one. So it's like continuous process for me as well. But at least this is rule, and this is behavior that we keep noticing.
Well, I think when you're speaking about this, it sounds like you're talking about core values. meaning being
Mm-hmm.
passionate
Yeah.
about this, being that, some things that people have in common in their culture, in the way they see things, in the way they work. I think this is a really strong filter. I think this is a really great, strong filter, because you can give people skills, but you cannot teach them values, right? You cannot make people something that they are not.
It's much harder to understand, much harder to repeat here. But yeah, after it's super hard on initial stages. But when you are growing with similar people, you are creating natural filter, and in these natural filters, people without those values won't survive because they will be different, and it will be visible enough to notice that they are different from others. But here the main thing is how to build your, I'm not sure where I remember this rule, but somewhere it says that you need to find your 3-4 employees and be super passionate about them, because with them you're creating these values. And when you have like 4 or 5 people who are with core values, after they're helping you to do the interviews, they're helping you to manage other team members when you are not around, and they are creating these natural filters. And even if you missed this during the interview, you have probation period, and those natural filters will work out. So yeah.
Well, it's basically like a core team, right? You find people you are working with, and then you create those values with them. Ihor, before we be wrapping up our episode, if SaaS Insiders would take only one core message from our episode, only one thing, they didn't hear anything but just take away this one big idea, what do you think that would be?
Yeah. I guess it's about passion, what you do. Because when you are passionate enough about what you do, it is about your users, it is about your team members, it's about the product itself, it's about the musician itself. You just be passionate about what you do. Your idea, your startup should drive you somehow. You should find what drives you. Because when you will have this slide in your eyes, your friends will see this slide. Your team member will see the slide. Your investors will see the slide. Your users will see the slide, and it will help you to do other things. But yeah, first of all, it's be sincere, first of all, with yourself, that you are passionate about what you do. Everything else have to follow. Hopefully will follow.
Got it. Okay. That's powerful. That's about having your own mission, right? And having your goals. What would be the best way to connect with you? Maybe SaaS Insiders, special founders who want to seek some guidance, maybe add value, or maybe some investors would be interested in having more conversations about Workee. We'll be putting those in the description, but I would like to know, what's the best channels? Is it email, LinkedIn? Like what's the best way?
The best channel that I'm using on daily basis is my.workee.net/IHOR. This is my personal website with Workee. There are all my social media channels that I use, and there is my email, and there is ability to book me for time slot for any matters. So I'm using my Workee for all my conversations and all my booking systems. So yeah, it's workee.net/IHOR is my personal domain name. And yeah, you are welcome to also check this out. Hopefully to figure out the value and also try to give it a chance. I was super surprised. Calendly was never our competitor, because we have like different model and different mindset and different audience. But during last week, I personally got 3 messages from 3 random users that they switched to Workee from Calendly and giving us some feedback. Yes, so just to share some experience that I have.
That's awesome. I will be putting this link in the description, SaaS Insiders, so you can just click on it. Ihor, what would be the final thoughts? What would be the final accord, a final note you want to finish on?
I guess maybe just to repeat slightly what you said, it's about the mission and about the journey. So find the things that you passion and make them as you like in the journey you have. So yeah, it's about make something that people want, and it's kind of things that you should be passionate about.
Ihor Bauman, everyone. Ihor, thank you for joining us today on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
First, make sure to connect with Ihor on his personal website. Make sure to check out Workee, and we will see you in the next episodes.